The afternoon light filtered through the tall windows of Riverside Community Park, painting golden stripes across the green grass and the colorful playground where children's laughter usually filled the air. It was the kind of place families came to every weekend, a safe haven of swings, slides, and picnic tables where the world felt gentle and kind. But on this Saturday, something cruel slipped into that peace. At a bench near the edge of the playground sat a young boy named Ethan, no older than 10. His small legs fitted with bright blue braces that helped him walk. He had saved his allowance for weeks to buy a brand new remote-controlled car, shiny red with flashing lights. And today was the day he finally brought it to the park to play. His eyes sparkled with pure joy as he carefully steered it across the pavement, making it zoom and spin. For a moment, he wasn't thinking about doctor visits or therapy sessions. He was just a kid with his dream toy. A group of older boys, maybe 13 or 14, spotted him from across the playground. They sauntered over, smirks spreading across their faces. At first, it was just words-mocking laughs, calling his braces robot legs, imitating his careful steps. Ethan's smile faded. He tried to ignore them, focusing on his car, but then one of them snatched the remote from his hand. Another kicked the little red car hard, sending it skidding into the grass, where it flipped and crashed against a tree. The lights flickered once and went dark. Ethan's face crumpled. He reached for his crutches, propped against the bench, and struggled to stand. But one of the boys pushed him back down, not hard enough to hurt him physically, but hard enough to shatter what little confidence he had left. "Stay there, crippled!" the leader sneered. The others laughed and high-fived as they walked away, leaving the broken car in the dirt. People nearby saw it happen. A couple of moms glanced over, frowning, whispering to each other. A dad paused his phone call, shook his head, then turned back to his conversation. No one stepped forward. No one said a word. Ethan sat alone on the bench, staring at his ruined car, hot tears rolling down his cheeks. He wiped them away quickly, not wanting anyone to see, but inside he felt smaller than he ever had. If you believe that every child deserves respect, that cruelty should never win, and that kindness can change everything, please take a second right now to like this video, comment, share it with someone who needs to hear this, and subscribe to Kindness Stories Global. Together, we can spread more stories that remind the world to choose compassion. Ethan had worked so hard to get that car. Every chore, every saved coin, every hopeful night, thinking about how fast it would go. His condition made running and playing like other kids tough, but that little car was his way of feeling free. Now it lay broken, just like the hope he'd carried into the park that day. He didn't understand why people could be so mean, why they'd target someone just for being different. He sat there quietly, trying to hold the pieces together inside himself, wishing he could just disappear. An hour later, the distant rumble of heavy engines began to roll through the park. Heads turned, a long line of big construction trucks, dump trucks, bulldozers, on trailers. Cement mixers slowly pulled into the parking lot at the edge of the field. The machines were dusty and scarred from work sites, and the men climbing out wore high-waist vests, hard hats tucked under their arms, thick boots covered in dried mud. They looked tough, weathered by long days under the sun, arms covered in tattoos, faces lined and serious. The group of older boys, who had been lounging near the basketball court, acting like nothing had happened, suddenly went quiet. Their confident posture shrank as the workers, more than 20 of them, started walking across the grass toward the playground. One of the men, broad-shouldered with a gray-streaked beard and a faded American flag patch on his vest, led the way. His name was Mike, a foreman who'd been on job sites for 30 years. He scanned the area until his eyes landed on Ethan, still alone on the bench, cradling the broken pieces of his car. Mike's expression softened instantly. He walked straight to the boy and crouched down so they were eye to eye. "Hey, buddy," he said gently, voice deep but warm. "That's your car over there." Ethan nodded, unable to speak. Mike picked up the damaged toy, turning it over in his calloused hands. Behind him, The other workers gathered in a quiet semicircle, watching. Mike turned his head toward the older boys. They, Ifrose. He didn't raise his voice, didn't threaten, just looked at them with steady, unflinching eyes that carried the weight of men who'd seen real hardship. You, the ones who did this? He asked calmly. The leader tried to shrug it off, but his voice cracked. One by one, under the silent gaze of all those workers, the boys' bravado crumbled, faces red with shame. They muttered apologies, picked up every piece of the broken car from the grass, and brought them over to Eth. They couldn't meet his eyes. Mike nodded once. Good, now, you're gonna make this right? He reached into his pocket, pulled out cash, and handed it to one of his crew. Minutes later, two of the workers returned from a nearby toy store with a brand new remote-controlled car, bigger, faster, and an even brighter red than the first. They placed it carefully in Ethan's hands, but Mike wasn't finished. He took off his own weathered hard hat, though, one with stickers from job sites all over the staten. Placed it gently on Ethan's head. It was too big, sliding down over his eyes, and Ethan laughed through fresh tears as Mike adjusted it. You're a part of the crew now, kid, Mike said. We look out for our own, and you're tougher than any of us. The other workers smiled, some clapping Ethan on the shoulder lightly, others nodding with quiet respect. One pulled out a marker and wrote Honorary Foreman on the side of the hard hat. Parents watching from the playground began to clap softly, then louder, some wiping tears away. The moms who had stayed silent earlier came over, apologizing with trembling voices, hugging Ethan tightly. Ethan looked up at the circle of big, rough-looking men who had become his protectors, then at the new car gleaming in his lap, then at the hard hat sitting proudly on his head. The tears that fell now weren't from pain, they were from feeling, for the first time in a long while, truly seen and valued. What started as an afternoon of cruelty became a moment of unforgettable kindness. Ethan learned that day that the strongest people don't always look strong on the outside, and that goodness can roll in like a convoy of trucks when you least expect it. If this story touched your heart and reminded you that kindness can come from the most unexpected places, please like this video, share it with someone who needs hope today, subscribe to Kindness Stories Global, and leave a comment below. Tell us, what would you have done if you saw what happened to Ethan in that park? Would you have spoken up? Your answer might inspire someone else to stand up when it matters most. Thank you for being part of a community that believes compassion is always stronger than hate. Together, we're proving it one story at a time.